everyone! Old school Pokemon here, back again with the PokeFlipz podcast, joined by my usual co-host, Catch 'em All Collectibles, Dan. How we doing tonight, Dan?
Doing very well. How are you?
I'm doing good. Doing good.
We did have a couple questions come in from the last episode. As always, we appreciate those, and we'll start there. Andrea Richards asks, can you guys go over eBay's volume pricing a bit more? And is it more like a short-term sale, or do you guys run it for a longer time period? If I'm understanding the question correctly, this is for when I have like high quantity of a single item. Say it might be like a low dollar promo or something. I do quantity pricing right when you list the item. I don't do it under like the markdown manager. I don't do it under that window. It's right in the listing. And you go to, you can set it for, I believe, 3 different thresholds. Two or more. Well, 1 is just the baseline. The price is the price. 2, you can set a discount of anywhere from 2% up, and then 3, and then 4. You can't do like a 10 quantity discount or a 50 quantity discount. I believe it's just 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or sorry, 2, 3, and 4. You can have separate tiers. And a lot of times what I'll do is 5% off for 2, 10% off for 3, and then 20% off for like 4 additional. But it's all obviously dependent. It's all dependent on what the item is. If it's an item where you can ship 1 for X price and then shipping 50 of them is the same exact price, you might be more prone to do a higher discount just because the shipping isn't eating into that so much. So I don't do it everywhere. There's probably some listings that I don't have it on that I should, but overall, I think it does. It does often lead to multi-quantity buys where otherwise there likely wouldn't be. So I think it's a pretty useful tool to use, and just be careful. Like you wouldn't want to like. I'm just thinking of a recent listing that I did where I had 16 PSA 9 Celebration Charizards. I wouldn't have wanted to discount that 20% for a $100 card, because obviously I'm saving $450 every time they add more. So maybe I'd do like 2 or 3% if they bought 2, maybe 5% if they bought 3, and then 4 or more. Yeah, like I wouldn't want to go much over 5 or 6% because that's like what I'm saving, and those things are pretty liquid. But is that something you use? And do you have any additional thoughts?
I use it on all my low end stuff. So basically, pretty much anything under $10 has it. Few exceptions to that, but yeah, I do the same thing. Set it up in the listing, and just leave it up there forever. And then like the other like sales that you can run, like I'm currently doing a buy 3 items, get between 10 and 20% off. Those types of sales I like to leave up for a month, 2 months at a time, and then have them go away for a while, and then put them back up after another couple months. So those ones I don't leave up constantly, but the volume pricing, like Dan said, I do leave up those all the time.
There is one thing too that I forget what it's called, but it's a special order discount. I have that universal, like permanent. And that's if someone buys 3 slabs from me, every subsequent, well, if they buy 3, the third one gets $5 off for the whole order, because basically I'm saving more than that on shipping. And then I believe every subsequent slab they add, like if you buy 10 slabs from me, I'm pretty sure you would save $5 each for slabs 3 through 10, or maybe it's set up so that you save it only on 3, 6, and 9, like every multiple of 3. I honestly need to look back into it. I forget, but eBay does have a lot of tools to like to just encourage multi-item orders, which are really big when you can kind of like double dip and save on shipping. So it's something that I underlooked for my first more than decade on eBay. I only recently did it in like the past several months or maybe a year or 2. But yeah, it really is a powerful tool, I think, for increasing your average order quantity and dollar amount.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the whole like promotions, marketing page, definitely recommend looking into that and playing around with the different options they have available. I've been just recently I've been doing that, and certain ones work out better than other ones. Like the volume pricing's a good one. The multi or the whatever it's called, where you save an X% buying 3+ items or whatever you have set up. That's a good one. I recently tried email marketing with all of my followers and people who have purchased from me in the past 30 days. I sent them a coupon. That one worked out okay. Something that I'll definitely continue to do, but really didn't notice much of an increase in sales from that one.
Mm. And one thing I'm not entirely certain on, some of these tools might be exclusive to stores only. I can't imagine that like a non-store user would have access to all the same things. I know that there's certain reporting and certain different things that you only see if you have the subscription. I've just had a store for so long that like I'm not 100% on which ones you do and don't have. So if you're not seeing any of the things we're talking about, it might be a store restricted thing. But yeah, that's a good question and definitely something people should be looking into. The second question comes from Thomas Wheeler, and I'll let you take this one first. How does buying out?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I guess I forgot it's on screen for you. I'm back to where when we're live, you don't see my video. But how does buying out a Walmart feel any more scummy than loading up on distro product to sell at markup?
So for this one, not everyone. So with just distribution, you have to be an actual business to purchase through distribution. You have to set up an account with them. You have to purchase product regularly through them. It's not like anyone can go sign up through distribution and get the really good products and sell them and make a ton of money. To do well with distribution, first nowadays you have to get in with distribution, which that alone is really tough. And then secondly, to get the good products, you have to purchase a lot of garbage products as well. There's a lot of stuff that you're making very little, if any, money on. And then you do get a few of those products where it's an absolute home run and you do well with them. So there's that. But with the Walmart or any other retail store where anyone can go in, it's just that anyone can go into that store and buy that product. So for me anyway, I think that's a lot more scummy because you're kind of everyone's able to go into that store and buy product. And if you go in there and take all of the Evolving Skies blisters or whatever, you're not leaving any for anyone else, which is pretty scummy in my opinion. I would rather take a few, whatever, leave some for other people. But then we don't live in a perfect world. So if you only take a few and leave some for other people, the next guy behind you is going to clear out the shelf. So it's never going to be an ideal world. But in my mind, I would take a few and then leave some for other people. But that's just how I would do it. What are your thoughts on that one?
For me, like I get why people don't like it, and it's not an ideal thing because for the children, think of the children, that whole meme, right? But I don't buy. I don't really go very often to Target or Walmart, like in the store. During the pandemic, I got really hooked on the whole delivery thing or the in-car pickup where I just don't even walk into the car. They just load it in the trunk. So I don't ever see it. Even if I did, I wouldn't buy because paying sales tax and paying full retail when I get it wholesale without sales tax, all that stuff. So I wouldn't do it, but I get why people do. Like if they just put free $20 bills, free $50 bills on the shelf, like I understand why it happens. I don't know. It's just a weird thing. I don't know that I would say it's scummy to go buy something that a company is willing to sell to you for a set price. It's like, I know people who buy out like pallets of Costco when they have those tins, when they have those different collection boxes that have Evolving Skies in them or whatever. And it's like the company is setting a price on their merchandise and you as a consumer are opting to just buy it. Like what is wrong there? It's weird if there's a crying, screaming kid there and you don't let him have one. And it's just weird. So I don't know how much further I can comment on it, but yeah, going into the distribution side, obviously we buy stuff that theoretically has an MSRP, manufacturer suggested retail price. I don't feel, again, I'm an adult buying through my business relationship, and certain products I can't sell for anywhere near MSRP. And those ones, I either break them down, I do something with them, I figure it out, and I end up getting rid of them. The stuff that goes above MSRP, I don't sell at MSRP. That's suggested. I sell at market. So like, I feel I think some people do get like really frustrated with the fact that online retailers will buy at wholesale and then not honor MSRP. But those are the same people that buy sub MSRP all the time online for products that are sub MSRP. So yeah, it's a very interesting thing, and I don't think people buying from Walmart, Target, Costco, I don't think they're scummy, but it's just it's a moral gray area, whatever, I guess. And I don't interact with it at all due to my situation. But yeah, I don't see the issues, obviously, with us buying and then selling at market price. Like, the amount of people that get some kind of butthurt about people selling shiny cardboard for what people are willing to pay market price, it's just strange. Anyways, I think that covers it for me. Anything else to add after my commentary, or?
No, that about covers it. It for me anyway. It's the same as like whenever the new iPhone comes out, or not really iPhones anymore, but like PS5s,
I was just gonna
the new
say, yeah.
Xboxes when those came out, they were so hard to get, and there were definitely people going into stores and buying however many they had and just immediately reselling them. I've never been a fan of those types of people.
At the end of the, like, it's just going to happen, right? It's just natural.
Oh yeah, yeah.
If people are willing to pay more, people will take it. Me personally, and this is probably a super unpopular opinion, I think that Microsoft, they should charge double for their product for the first week or month or however long they need to. They should charge, like, why does Pokemon during 2020, why did they not increase MSRP? Almost like if you go to catch an Uber after the bars closed, there's triple surge pricing. Instead of paying $20 to get back to your hotel, you'll pay 60, because it's supply and demand. There's a finite amount of supply for a given high demand. I mean, more people will just opt to walk if it's triple price, right? More people will come out and drive. More people will actually drive for Uber. More people will wake up at 2 a.m. so that they can be driving their car and get that surge pricing as like a seller of the service. So to me, it's like, why are the retailers selling their product for way under market price? Why is the MSRP not like fluctuating? I get fundamentally why they don't, because they don't want to be all over. People would cry about it so much, and it would be very bad PR for them. But honestly, like, it's just a weird dynamic where you have things selling for so far under what people are willing to pay, and then those weird issues happen where some consumers bought out releases and take advantage, and they do back alley deals with their local Walmart and get 20 PS5s and nobody else gets any, and then they're selling them on Facebook Marketplace making $200 a pop. It's all just kind of, people need to be more patient, I think, and people need to, at the end of the day, like, there's nothing you can do about concerts getting bought out and then resold for double. If price is artificially too low for something, the price will just go up, and how else do you decide how to dole out what's there? Kind of like the whole signature debates that are going on too. Like, at the end of the day, money is the medium of exchange that our society uses, and that's how these things are allocated to people, right? Whoever's willing to pay more is going to get it. So
Yeah, that's pretty much what it comes down to.
interesting conversation that one spurred. But yeah, thank you guys for the questions, as always. Not on this video, not on the premiere, but once we're done with this, we will go into the live. Leave your questions for the next episode on that live video, not on this premiere. We do have a brand new section, and I'm gonna let Nick go first here. So I guess, Nick, talk about what's on the screen and why it's on the screen, and talk about what we're gonna do moving ahead.
So back a couple of weeks ago at this point, Pokey Martin, a fan of the channel, actually suggested a new segment that we thought was a cool idea, and that we're going to be adding into the pre-record portion of the podcasts, and that's basically reviewing someone's eBay store, kind of critiquing them, roasting them, giving them some tips. So moving forward, we're going to start doing that on the weeks that we don't have a guest. So basically once a month, if you guys want to leave your eBay usernames in the comment section of the lives, we'll pick one at random and kind of go over their eBay store, see if we can help you guys out in any ways. But for this first week, we're going to be doing each other's eBay store. So I'm going to roast Dan over here, and then he'll try and think of something for me. But obviously
Nick's been
perfect,
spending
so.
a month. He's got a whole script typed out. I'm just doing it on the fly. So we'll see how hard he goes on me, and then we'll have our rebuttal.
No, so this is Dan's eBay store. Catch 'em all collectibles. The biggest thing for me that I wanted to start off with is last year, Dan, you sold multiple trophy cards approaching 6 figures a piece. Probably did pretty well with profit on those. So you're not strapped for money, yet you can't afford a $300 scanner. This whole taking pictures in a light box and cropping them to make it look like you have a scanner in some of your listings and then not others. That's the biggest thing that bothers me. I would 100%. So kind of backing up there. Back a couple of months ago, I was 100% with you that the light box was super easy to take pictures with. You were able to take pictures relatively quickly with that, and they looked good as well. But then recently, I actually switched to the Epson V600 scanner that Z&G and Rusty use, and absolutely love that. The scans look really, really good. And it's actually quicker for me to use the scanner because while things are scanning, I'm also able to list stuff on eBay. So I would 100% recommend getting rid of the light box and switching over to a scanner.
Anything else?
And then, what was that?
I just said anything else.
Oh, where to begin? No, the only other one I had for you was the categories. I would add a lot more categories. eBay allows you 300 categories and subcategories. I would utilize them. I might be a little overboard with the categories where I'm maxed out and I have to delete categories as I add new stuff. But I just think nobody's going to sit through your store and scroll through 2,400 listings. I think the categories would be a benefit for you.
I've actually had that on my to-do list. But yeah, continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was just going to say, but then on the flip side of that, most eBay sales are coming through mobile nowadays, and mobile makes it really tough to see categories. So I don't know on that one, but I would definitely recommend that. But yeah, those were the two biggest things that I had for you.
I will say, let me just respond to those first, and then I will give you time to respond to mine afterwards. But you can tell how old one of my listings is because if it's not looking like it's been cropped, like this is a really old listing. This is a very stale listing. It's a CGC 9 Italian first edition Metapod, so there's no wonder why it's old. But I don't actually crop my photos at all. So you can go into your phone, at least on my Samsung Galaxy, whatever it is. I change the aspect ratio of my pictures, and I basically I pre-cropped almost, I guess. I changed the aspect ratio. I set up my tripod to be at the perfect distance. I set up the thing, and I just boom, put the card, flip it. I can do a little over 2 per minute. I know with the scanning, with the auto cropping, with the little thing, you do 4 at a time, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I would be. Do you know how many you do? Like, how long does a scan take?
I can usually do 2 listings per scan. So it definitely takes longer, but you're not having to do anything.
Yeah.
So
That,
you put 4 cards in, you list 2 items, you flip the 4 cards. List 2 more items, put a new 4 cards in.
that's the thing. When I'm taking pictures, I'm only taking pictures, and that's all I can do. But if I have
Mhm.
100 cards, that's like 50 minutes for me. It's 2 per minute, and that's including front and back. Some items I just stock photos, so it's just a single front, and those are even quicker. Plus, then you're
Mhm.
getting multi listings through the one. But yeah, I've been back and forth on the scanner. I'm still not 100% sold, but it's definitely something I'm considering. I think you do get a more professional look, more consistent look. You can see my angle on the Skarmory is slightly off angle, so it looks a little like crooked. And then listings like this won't happen anymore because now I'm doing it with the aspect ratio set properly. But anyways, not too bad. Good feedback. Good feedback that I'll probably take into account because
Oh, awesome.
I have had it on my to-do list to add some more categories, subcategories. Now,
Okay.
let,
Try,
let's
try and think of something. I'll give you time.
let me click on this feedback tab. And wow, 10 negative. I mean, you do have, I mean, if you look at the ratio, if you look at the percentage, I think we're both sporting a very solid 99% feedback. But you know that you can pick up the phone and call eBay, right? A lot of times they'll take care of these. If you truly earned them, a lot of times they'll stick, and maybe Nick did, but ooh, I don't know, 10 negative. I don't know if I'm shopping in an old school Pokemon store. But yeah, I mean, I don't know that I need to go too deep into this. I think Nick's is fairly self roasting. I mean, James and Cam, they can't help themselves but mention his 10,000 pins anytime they get a chance to. And I do have to show. Let me just show. Nick took a negative feedback on a $5 pin sale that probably cost 450 to ship. And yeah, I don't know on a 499 unless they buy multi things. Going back to our conversation earlier, do you make money selling a pin for 499?
I do not. I probably lose money.
So you need the promotion there. You need the promotion there to get like a secondary sale. Otherwise, you're getting wrecked. And then when you get the negative, just to top it off. Oh, I went too far back. But other than that, I think it's a pretty solid store. I'm a fan. I know that everyone has their own way. Oh, you can't even really see that one on screen. Everyone has their own way of formatting the listing titles. Yours is a bit different than mine, but it's not too far off. But you do have a little lack of uniformity, I guess I would say. You can say the same in mine. So, but like your scoop up net, I don't know if you use the scan you got from like PKMN cards or what, but then you've got like the Venusaur V and the Yan Mega Break on a black background. Definitely anything you can do, and this is something Nick and I should both heed ourselves, but anything you can do to just have a more uniform presentation across your store is really, really good. But yeah, that's a little bit of a sample. One thing we didn't do here, but we might do, like clicking into an item, looking at item specifics, looking at photos. I don't know why this won't open. I'm clicking on it.
Oh Jesus, my store's broken.
Yeah, your store's completely broken and won't even let me buy anything. So I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I'm like clicking on all these and none of them are opening.
That's user error right there.
Yeah. But anyways, I lost Nick. There we go. But anyways, I think that covers everything. Just a quick little teaser at what we'll do. And we'll be more like serious about it. If someone wants to have their eBay critiqued, we'll look at your handling time, we'll look at your titles, we'll look at I mean, one thing we both do, we have like the branding going on with our landing pages. You let me go back for a second. We have a lot of people don't utilize the banners. A lot of people don't utilize even the avatar picture. Like having those things is really, really helpful. So yeah, feel free to leave your eBay username, your eBay store name, You won't be able to post a direct link, but just leave the username and we'll search it out, and we'll grab one at random to do 4 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think that covers everything, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I think that'll be a really cool idea. Like Dan said, we'll go a little bit more in depth and critique you guys. Hopefully be able to offer some good tips and tricks and stuff like that. One quick thing before we end about the you mentioned the scans versus the pictures on my listings. I hate you for mentioning that, by the way. And that's something that I am super OCD about consistency. And it took me weeks to convince myself to not go back and rescan all those cards I took pictures of. But now you're making me second guess myself.
Yep, you got to rescan them all now. You've got to. Everyone go message Nick about how terrible his photos look so he'll get nice scans up.
Oh, man.
It's only 2,000 listings. It can't take that long.
Yeah, thanks.
But yeah, other than that, I don't think we have anything else to add. It's just going to be Nick and I this week. We've got Dallas in a couple days, so we'll send you over to the live and hopefully have some a few hours of lively conversation there.
Yes, we'll be talking some Dallas hype.
Yep. So we will catch you over there.